My son Kevan Thakrar was sent to prison 13 years ago for a crime he didn't commit. They used the joint enterprise doctrine to do this.
My name is Gloria Morrison. I'm the campaign coordinator for Joint Enterprise Not Guilty by Association, which is also known as JENGBA. We formed in 2010, supporting 160 prisoners that contacted us via Inside Time. We're now supporting over 1,000 prisoners, all convicted of the doctrine of joint enterprise. The majority of the cases we're supporting are murderers. So they haven't actually murdered anybody, they're known as the secondary party. But they can be associated somehow with the principal, and that association can just be their relatives or their friends, or they received a phone call earlier in the day. You don't need actual evidence of what somebody's done. You just need to get them by some kind of association to what somebody else has done. And if it's a murder, the police are very, very keen to make sure that they get a conviction. I've known Kev Thakrar for many, many years now. He was one of the first prisoners to contact us when we formed JENGBA. His case is one of the most shocking in that he's not even at the scene, but he was linked via his brother. With joint enterprise, you don't have to prove knowledge, you just have to assume it, and then that's what they could do with Kevin. Kev got 35 years as a 20-year-old man. That's just obscene.
All of us are here because of Kevin's persistence, his refusal to give in, and the absolute determination to have justice. He resisted a racist attack by guards, and in the process of resisting, he managed to cut one of them and back them off. Now, of course, the guards claimed that he attempted to murder them, and they took him to court on a charge of attempted murder. However, he was able to win the jury over, which is really extraordinary when you're already a prisoner, and he was completely exonerated.
12 members of the jury unanimously found him not guilty, but the prison, they weren't happy with this result, so they decided to keep him in the CSC, which is a prison within a prison. It's close supervision centre.
You take a look.
Yeah. I first came to prison September 2007. I was put onto the CSC in March 2010, and I have been in almost entire solitary confinement throughout that period, bar maybe 6 to 12 months where I've been able to mix with other people in small group isolation, but in general it has been solitary confinement.
How much time do you get out of your cell, typically?
Currently here is between 30 and 90 minutes a day, depending on whether or not they give me access to the phone and whether or not they give me a full time on the exercise yard. They're supposed to give 1 hour. Today they didn't. Today they gave about 40 minutes. So I've had that time plus about 15 minutes in the shower today and this phone call. And that's going to be my entire time out of the cell.
According to the United Nations, the Mandela rules, aptly named, nobody should be held in solitary confinement for more than 2 weeks at a time. So when we're talking about years, we're talking about intentionally attempting to break people, to break them psychologically, and to completely destroy them.
They've now moved him from CSC cell to a segregation cell, which has no window, no electricity, no toilet seat or lid, and it's basically just a stone bed. And there's a little hatch at the bottom of the door where they put his food through.
In terms of the lack of electric sockets, that means no TV, no stereo, no games console, no hair clippers. You can't cut your hair, you've just got to live with it growing out wild. Can't plug in a clock, you can only have battery powered. So that makes what you can do in the cell very limited beyond staring at the walls. It's difficult, it is difficult, especially when you're locked in the cell for 23 hours a day.
Kev is always fighting for other prisoners and for himself against the prison system, because there's no accountability for everything they do, whether it's racism, whether it's brutality against prisoners. He gets the message out, he gets protests, against the prison, against the justice system, what they're doing wrong, and they don't like him for that.
It should be noted that joint enterprise applies to every single type of conviction, all the way down to theft. So there's a reason why it will not be fully abolished. It's because it's a business. The whole justice system operates on the commodities that are human lives, and the joint enterprise process enables that to be mass used. So that's where we're at. It's a very difficult battle to try and overturn the joint enterprise, but you know, maybe one day we'll see. I'm afraid that is the end of my time. I have to go. See you later. Bye.